last 10 years that Iran was going to be the last state. Now, I don't know why this is a surprise, but the timing is impeccable. See, when this goes down, you're going to be forgetting about everything. You're going to see why they let all of the immigration laws come in, because we got sleeper cells all over the 10 regions. And let me let you know, you cannot escape this. Won't be no escape plan. You might think you got an escape plan, but imagine yourself if they was to drop any type of bomb on I-95. You will be stuck like Chuck. There is no escaping this, because this is all orchestrated and meant to be. And we're going to show you today with facts, always with facts. And we even went so far now because we are now in the land of AI. Every show will have an illustration of 6 to 10. You can teach people off these programs, and we are putting all the programs. See, there's a reason up to the max. I say every program, we're going to have every program, and we're going to make it into a book. Oh, yeah. With today's knowledge and innovation with AI, and I'm changing AI name to Ancient Info. You can call it what you want. I'm calling it Ancient Info. So, Ancient Info has now reemerged itself. Because remember the scripture? See, I know the book, not everything, but I'm learning something every day. That book is a holographic history of past, present, and future at the same time. Only if you understand key parts of it. And most of you, my temple brothers and sisters, y'all remember the Bible written in so many different ways. Anybody who tells you only the literal interpretation, just laugh and get ready for sports or whatever they watch. Don't even entertain yourself with somebody who can't tell you how many ways the Bible has been written. Allegoric, metaphor, simile, metaphor. I mean, you name it, poetic. All that's in there. Not historic. Everything is not historic because you read it in the Bible, because it has a hidden meaning. Just like today's program. Now, you already knew that Trump was given the key to Israel on his first. We did the program on his first administration. They even had a coin saying he was Gilead. Once I seen that, that's a clue to me automatically that he may be the one. What they did was they had to prepare the Trojan horse. The Trojan horse was when the immigration, let him skip, let Biden come in during the time of the Trojan horse. COVID and immigration. Those are your two Trojan horses. COVID was to kill off as many as they could who had precursing ailments. You haven't heard from Dr. Fauci since this happened. Now, I'm talking to people who I know got short-term memory loss, all you, because you've been sprayed chemically in the air, so don't tell me you escaped that unless you wear a gas mask every day. And luckily, there's ways that to get these chemicals out your body, but y'all already know that, so we don't get into that. All these shows out here telling you what to eat and all that, y'all should already know that already. We're going to talk about what you may not know. That many of you have short-term memory loss, can't remember shit past your goddamn month. The only thing some of you can remember what time it is to eat. After that, stuff y'all be bringing up is over 20 years old information. Sometimes it's like scratching my head like, do they remember I mean, how can y'all forget some of the stuff going on? I'm not even worried. I'm going out. We going out. We ain't trying to be scared. What you scared of? Now, some of you going to be put into a Halloween trick. Oh, get ready for the Halloween trick. See, we did a program. I could just go. That's why I got receipts. See, I got real receipts here. We had real people on here. We'll have people on here who've been killed, and y'all don't care? Please. You think I believe y'all care about people who get killed? You got to be joking. You could care less if I die tomorrow. Some of you. I'm over the foolishness now. We get reality 101. So let's get ready. The Christian black folks first. I'm getting on y'all first. Y'all should go first. They should just get all the Christian black folks right now, who are going to church today and going to sit there and don't talk about how Israel supposed to be Yahweh's chosen people in the so-called scheme of things. And of course, I want y'all to make sure when y'all look up Yahweh Day, see, I'm going to start bringing it up because now that ancient intelligence that came to me, I'm going to put out everything I can. Because I can see now, our people will believe anything they put in front of you, and especially deep fakes. They got some dude on there now talking about Hitler black. I said, let's think about that for a minute. Wouldn't Jesse Owens, Joe Lewis, and them come back saying, hey man, I see Hitler, his ass is black. So y'all got to be some of it's unbelievable. So I can't even understand. That's why I say, now that I'm with ancient intelligence, that's called AI slop. You guys are into AI slop. I'm giving you all the terms of AI. Because AI is a whole new language. AI slop is meaning when you watch unintelligence programming all day long, like you do on Facebook, who was controlled by Mark Zuckerberg, who went to the Congress and said, yeah, I had to rig the elections for these people because I had to give them all the information. Now, you heard the man say the election rigged, but yet you out here protest about being able to vote without ID. Now, you see a black person tell you today they don't want ID. You just move away from them. Hopefully they'll pick them up first. Get them out the way. That's what's going to happen. Don't fool yourself now. You already gave all your information out. Everybody on this line. I see y'all on Facebook, all these things, and y'all on Instagram. They can measure your house width through the picture you in, your backdrop. But you acting like you don't know these laws are in because you got Trump deranged syndrome. All you could do is you've been programmed to just hate Trump. That's all part of the game. And it's a shame because it's working to the T. Now, we told you Trump was in this because Jared Kushner, who has a building with 666 on it in Manhattan, nobody, Jesse Jackson and all these people. Jesse Jackson is dead, as you know. And that's program going to be outrageous. I'm glad y'all talking about it. But, the fact that many of you out there knew Jesse Jackson was Cherokee and never said nothing now, come get them first. How can somebody knew Jesse Jackson was Cherokee and don't got nothing? All of a sudden he did. Yeah, he was getting checks. Round them people up down. I'm giving you the authority to round them up now. Get them out the way. Because anybody can hold on to that long. And never said nothing of Farrakhan. None of them said nothing. And all of a sudden it's well known. This is a game y'all playing, but they're going to be rounding you up. So get ready. Just get ready. I could be rounded up. I ain't exempt from shit. But I'm going to go out like a man. They'll turn some of our brothers into just gossip houses. All they want to do is gossip. Don't want to do shit and talk about how bad Trump is. That's all they know. Yet you in a government that's going to eat your taxes away. Because after this war that they're going to propagate, you best to get ready. Now, here's where it gets nasty. See, most of our black people, I told you, is Christian. So they're going to go to church today and listen to these preachers because they've been paid. This is the reason why they was paid by George Bush and them. So they can shut the fuck up when these type of situations come up. All they're going to do today is say, we got to point on Jesus. They're going to propagate. Let Jesus move through you. Well, Jesus is moving through you. They moving through this program called Greater Yisrael. And they plan on taking everything. Just like was told to y'all almost 5 years ago when they first came out with the scheme of the Greater Israel program. We put it out here. We had shows. And so what is the amazement now? Because you're what? Amnesia kicked out or something? Because y'all was acting like y'all don't remember none of this. I was like, damn, people getting all panicky and shit. Well, today, this is the show not for the fearful. So if you got fear in your heart, go to a dumber show. We don't have a problem with that at all. I guarantee you that much. Because this is the program where facts matters. Now, right now, I'm going to play this for all you Christians. I told you the Christian, the Anglo-Saxon WAP. He is the evangelical. He is the one, or she is the one, that is behind the purge that is going to be coming. It's already here, but it's going to magnify stuff because you are going to start to see yourself watching this plan being played out through church people. Watch and see. Watch this week. The church people are going to start to get together, and you're going to see more commercials about praying for Israel and how they can't feed these two old white ladies that's in the cold. Yet they, some of the richest people on the planet Earth, but they can't feed these two white ladies that's in the cold. And they eating some mush and shit. I'm saying to myself now, what the hell kind of commercial? And it's on Fox. Just letting y'all know it's on Fox. No other show puts this on but Fox. Because Fox is part of the Rupert Murdoch agenda. Rupert Murdoch is from England. And according to the Trade Commission Act, no foreigners are supposed to own any of media. I guess they screw that part, huh? So, all you, before you go to church today, I want to listen to what you really believe in your true hearts of hearts. So you pretend that you love black people. That's just a lie. These are the people you love.
I'm mad at my lawmakers for not protecting my country with the care they've protected Israel.
I don't think that your country, my country, our country, has spent that much time protecting Israel. I asked you a little bit ago.
They spent no time protecting my country. Can you feel the resentment?
Now, that's Mike Huckabee, who is the ambassador to Israel, whose daughter is Sarah Huckabee, governor Huckabee. He was a governor too, Arkansas. I think that's where they used to land the drugs at, Elmina, Arkansas. Yeah, the drug used to be landed there. Listen carefully, for all you so-called black Negro preachers.
Because it's real. I'm not against real.
I didn't get that from. You're saying we got that from Israel?
How much does it matter what Americans think?
Well, it matters every bit what Americans think. That's why Americans vote. It's why Americans have the opportunity to have free speech. We want them to have that.
Okay, so what percentage of Americans support a war with Iran?
I don't know. Do you know?
I do. I think it's around, I saw the numbers yesterday. I think it was like 21%.
Okay.
Is that enough to have a war with Iran?
We don't live in a world where you have a poll taken to find out whether our policy should be a particular direction.
No, I thought you just said that
that's direct democracy. No, we care deeply about it. But on the other hand, do we make the decisions of foreign policy and even domestic policy based on
we care deeply about it in what sense? If we're ignoring it, then in what sense do we, quote, care deeply about it?
Well, I think we care deeply when we see there's a threat.
No, but about Americans' opinions. So you've got 350 million Americans. Yeah. They voted in this last election on the basis, in part, of the promise no more wars. Okay, so now we're about to have a war, looks like.
Right. It was promised no more foreign wars. We're going to concentrate. Now, your first clue was Marjorie Greene, who was a major face of MAGA. When she found out the money that was going to go to this cake-desiring enterprise, she jumped ship and even got out of politics, supposedly. I'm sure she's going to make a run sooner or later. But right now, she done jumped out. She didn't want to have nothing to do with this. Now, Huckabee is a preacher as well. So just make sure you understand why your preachers today are under the control of Khazaria theology, meaning that they can't speak about nothing that is pertaining to Khazarian rulership. Listen carefully.
80% of people are against it. In that range, let's say 70%, but nowhere near majority support for this war. And it's not direct democracy, but it is a form of democracy. It's representative democracy.
The ultimate form of democracy in our system, in a republic, because we're not a true democracy, we're a republic.
Exactly, right? It's a mediated democracy.
It'll be an opportunity for Americans to vote if they think that we've made the wrong policy decisions. I personally think the president is making the right policy decisions.
But I guess, but you just said it matters deeply what Americans think, and if the overwhelming majority are against it, in what sense does it matter? Because what I hear is it matters what they think, but it really doesn't matter what they think because...
No, you take it in, you certainly ingest that.
And then what do you do with it once you ingest it?
Then you make sure that you have...
No, you just gotta... It goes out the other end, obviously.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, Tucker. But you also have information that the average American may not have. They may not know what the threat is. How many Americans know that Hezbollah is in 12 Western Hemisphere countries?
How many Americans care?
Well, I would hope they would all care. How many Americans?
I'm going to say they don't give a damn, based off the last 4 years, about Hezbollah coming into the country. Because if you think Hezbollah did not come in the country during the mass unauthorized migration, then you got to be fooling yourself. It might be time to take a nap. Because ain't nobody with real sense can say, the man said they in 12 Western Hemispheres.
Wow. Americans know
how
many people from Iran, from terrorist cells, have come across Joe Biden's open border. How many Americans care about that?
I definitely care about that.
Okay, you care.
Why haven't they been rounded up?
But they're trying.
Round them up. Y'all are now going to fight ICE. Watch you see some black folks with a majority of white folks trying to fight ICE soon. Don't worry about Minnesota. You ain't seen nothing yet. The plan is to create order from what? Chaos. And we're about to see the order.
But you got all these blue state mayors and governors making it very difficult.
I get it.
But thank God President Trump is trying to get it done.
Look, I'm totally all for that completely.
Okay.
I guess what I'm saying is that most Americans, I've never met an American who thinks, other than like the people who have ideological reasons to pretend they think it, that the imminent threat to America is anything having to do with Iran. The imminent threats to America include like bankruptcy from too much debt, your son ODing on fentanyl, your neighborhood completely changing because unlike Israel, Americans don't have a right to their country. It can just be completely changed by their legislature.
Let me tell you how dumb some of these black folks is today, so you won't get it twisted, because I'm not worried about white folks right now. White folks is the least of my worry. I'm worried about a group who claims to be biblically induced Christian, and yet the God of the Bible had an immigration rule. Ain't that strange? Why ain't that rule being read in your churches, which is everywhere, about immigration? Because he just said Israel ain't letting nobody in those areas. They got to show ID. But you okay being sponsored by Khazarian money so you can run to do the same thing. Boy, oh boy, we calling on the death angels now.
People can show up from foreign countries and not speak your language, and there's nothing you can do about it because you don't have a right, because you're not Bibi. Can you feel the resentment? Because it's real. I'm not against Israel. I'm against the total destruction.
You hide that very well.
I'm mad at my lawmakers for not protecting my country with the care they've protected Israel.
I don't think that your country, my country, our country, has spent that much time protecting Israel. I asked you a little bit ago.
They spent no time protecting my country.
No, I asked you. Well, actually, they do.
How?
They are the tip of the spear. Every enemy they have is our enemy.
Our country?
Things that are targeted toward us often go through them.
How do we have 60 million illegal aliens if they protected my country?
Well, we didn't protect our country because we had a president that opened up the borders and didn't give a rip.
It's been going on since Reagan.
Coming in.
Since Reagan, 1986.
Yeah, but
that's four.
Now, I'm glad he went back there. Because Reagan is the one that came out with the word Star Wars. Reagan came out with the word Star Wars. I said, damn, Star Wars? What kind of shit they about to do? Now, I want you to realize what is all being said right now. And so we're going to analyze this with thinking to see if this is making real sense for us to be involved with. Because obviously, many of you don't care about no damn immigration. But you're talking about you care about saving Israel. I've heard black folks say, Israel can't touch God's people. I've heard them say this. And you telling me, if you think of today, and I hope we got the chat room open, look up the amount of money. Y'all should know this by now. We don't have so many things. And you know all the groups. This is how you know it's crazy. I remember. No, let me finish saying this. I'm going to take it out.
30 years
President Trump the credit for having closed the border.
I'm giving. I love the fact I campaigned for Trump because he said he'd close the border. He did. Amen. Thank you, Trump. But we had Reagan, then we had Bush, then we had Clinton, then we had Bush again, then we had that guy Obama, and then you know the presidents.
Yeah,
and they all presided over my country's total transformation from a nice, clean, affluent, orderly society into like pretty kind of third world, actually. That's not protecting us. That's behaving with total contempt for my country.
You said a moment ago that we do more, or you inferred, that we do more for Israel than we do for ourselves. Do you believe that?
No, I don't. I didn't say we do more for Israel. It's like, but where's the care? Where's the concern? Where's the, holy smokes, there are drug cartels in your neighborhood? You're telling me about the border with Lebanon and like Hezbollah or Hezbollah, whatever you call it, in some Latin American country? I don't care. There are drug cartels in my neighborhood. I know ODs.
Where'd the fentanyl come from? Probably from China.
From Mexico.
From China through
Yeah,
Mexico.
the precursor chemicals, they say, come from China. I get it.
And who's in that axis with China? Iran.
Larry Fink is in that axis with, no, actually, the heads of our biggest corporations are in that axis with.
He's naming them. These two white boys now are fighting each other, which I love it. This is one of the best fights you could ever see. Better than the ones you have in your own house. This is a classic fight right here. It's almost like for the Jack Dempsey and who the other, maybe Clooney, because he cooned at Jack Dempsey. I mean, these two white boys, very well known, is debating on Israel, knowing that many people are going to be listening to this one because this was worldwide. All this going on, and right after they did this interview, I think you know what took place.
China. I don't care about Iran at all. I care about America. And if blowing up Iran makes my country richer and safer, I'm for it. And if it doesn't, I'm totally opposed. It's that simple. I think most Americans feel that way now.
I asked you a question a little bit ago you never got back to, because I think it's an important one. Because one of the things that I sense a tension with you, you feel like that we do too much for Israel, we're getting nothing from it. And I ask you how many...
No, I don't think we're getting
how many boots on the ground has the U.S. placed on behalf of Israel?
However many went to Iraq. We did that for Israel.
No, I don't think we did.
You said we did it because of 9/11?
That was the U.S. justification for it.
But it wasn't.
Now, you know, see what I'm saying? He telling you that was the justification. But y'all know already that was played. Now, many of you believe it. I can't help that. There's no way a plane can go into two buildings and bring a building down. I can see the top burning up to death, but not all the way down to the ground. But this is what we're dealing with. Illusion. Now listen to Huckabee now. Huckabee is going to almost say, Israel got the rights over shit.
Wasn't it 9/11? So what was the actual reason?
Well, that's The U.S. government told us it was for 9/11. They told us that they were part of it, that they had
But they-
weapons of mass destruction.
They knew they had
all
nothing to do
that.
with 9/11, obviously.
Maybe
There's no
not.
evidence.
But I'm
So
telling
what
you
was
that
the actual
Israel was
reason?
not in that component.
Now, show you how black people play this off. Each time they played this game, they used a black person, Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice. Both of them. We all looked up for them. Colonel Powell, you got that Caribbean. Condoleezza Rice, she got that bougie background. And she, to this day, kudos to them because that was a hard job. They went on public TV and said there were weapons of mass destruction found. On their intelligentsia, we listened to a goddamn lie.
But Israel had no influence on our decision to invade Iraq. That's not what the people who made the decision say. They say Israel
Well, let me get back to the point.
gave us that information about the fake weapons of mass destruction. Where do you think that
question
came from?
was,
It came from Bibi.
How many Americans put their boots on the ground for Israel? The answer is zero.
Everybody who served in
Zero.
Iraq
That's
put
not
their
true.
boots on the ground
They
for Israel.
Did not.
Where did we get the information about the weapons of mass destruction that wasn't real?
We didn't get that from. You're saying we got that from Israel? That Israel was one pushed us into that?
Well, absolutely.
You really believe that?
I know that for a fact.
For a
So
fact.
does Yes, this has been widely written about and discussed. And I'm not attacking Israel. They thought it was in their interest to take out a government that was paying the families of suicide bombers. I get it. I'm not mad at Israel about that. I never have been. I'm mad at the Bush administration and all the people who went along with this to the detriment of my country. That's who I'm mad at, not Israel. Bibi's doing what he can for his country, whether you agree with him or not. I want my leaders to do the same for my country. That's it.
I think the present leadership is doing just that. I truly do. And I don't think that it's at all accurate to even intimate that tiny little Israel is pushing the U.S. into something it does not want to do.
Now he gonna make it sound like the David. See, they're using allegory stories, David and Goliath. The tiny little Israel. That's David and Goliath allegory talk. So just keep. I'm gonna bring up every time they say something that you should be able to pick up on immediately that this is a plot.
Totally.
Our leaders appear to want to do it. Our public does not want to do it at all. The public does not want war with Iran. Bibi does. He's gotten seven trips to the White House. The average American...
7. So they're using magic talk. He had 7 divine talks in the White House.
The question would be,
Hold on. The
Are
average
they
American doesn't have that level of access, and a foreign leader does. 7 in 1 year, and now we're moving toward war with Iran. The average American doesn't want that war. The average American...
That means they opened up the 7 seals. Cause see, that's why I say I love y'all, because y'all be sitting on something. We don't have to talk to some of y'all out there outside of this format, and y'all was rolling. You sure did. Remember, you forgot the Pope had to roll in to hit the. He was rolling on the hoppy, and he gets to the door and knocks on the door 7 times. Boom, and they open up the doors. See, that's why I said I wonder if y'all awake. You got to be dead if you didn't see the 7 seals opened up before. We have seen the prophecies coming through. He opened up the 7 seals. And that man went 7 times. And you remember, we did the program when he went. We said, anytime the Pope and Israel could talk, those are the 2 pillars. But maybe I don't know the occult world.
It is outrage. Don't you understand?
I
I'm not
understand that
attacking
we
Bibi
have
at all.
the strongest president I've ever seen in my lifetime, going back to Eisenhower, for
For a
God's
second,
sake.
if you're an American...
No, listen to me, Tucker, for God's sake.
I'm not attacking Trump.
If
I like
you're-
Trump.
I know, but you're making it sound like that he is being pulled into something that he really doesn't want to do, or pulled into something because he's persuaded.
I'm
I've
neither
been in
saying
the
that
meetings.
nor
I
implying
was in the meeting last week. I was in the meetings last summer. I can assure you, President Trump is not being led into something at all
To
by
be clear,
Prime Minister Netanyahu.
to be clear, I'm neither saying that nor implying it. Good. What I am stating out loud is true, and that's that Prime Minister Netanyahu, Bibi Netanyahu, has way more influence over Americans' foreign policy than Americans do. And we know this because he wants a war with Iran. The overwhelming majority of Americans don't want a war with Iran. and we're very likely to get a war with Iran. So who has more influence, Benjamin Netanyahu or 80% of Americans? And I'm saying that.
Now, we got the chat room, y'all. Yeah, there you go, brother VJ. We see brother Jude Urban Matters in the chat. All y'all, brother, good to see y'all coming in. Sister, y'all want to jump in? All y'all told you. We're going to make the program where we're considering links to all y'all. We're going to be going deep, fake resurrection program. That's what we're going to be doing. There you go. I see your sister in the chat rolling. Those of you who know about the chat, jump in, get in, and take the information out. But it's already on the link. Those of you who want to go to the link that we sent you this morning, we added more information, easier access, and graphs, everything. So you can pick up this and show people immediately on real time, baby. I told you, we getting into ancient intelligence. Now, let's go there. Today's program, I want you to think, is this something that we should be worried about? Other than the sleeper cells, I'm going to show you the present dangers. The sleeper cells was always talked about on most programs with some sense, some common sense. That if you let that many people in, how many of y'all seen the movie Red Dawn? They made the movie Red Dawn to show you the complications of this happening would be very much a communist takeover. This is just common sense right now. A communist takeover has always been in effect. That's what they always wanted. They always wanted that. So many of you out there don't have no idea strategically. You got armories right in your neighborhood that's going to jack y'all asses up. Think I'm joking. Y'all better count the armories around you. I'm around where Noriega was imprisoned at. I see that all the time. Everybody down in South Florida, y'all know what I'm talking about. Noriega right in the hood of people. Not no hood. Nice hood. Those of you know. So I'm telling y'all, your armories are going to be rounding people up once they go into full operations. Now, we done did programs on this. Most of y'all even did these programs. Y'all got it off these programs, and I got it off white folks who was patriots. Jade Helm. Tampa, thank y'all. Hey, Still Pulse will be in Tampa. Get ready. Free. Avoid any park. Well, y'all, we'll talk to me afterwards. Oh, my goodness. Now, I see y'all hands up. We about to get y'all in here. We're going to make some premises because a lot of times I think y'all got amnesia. I really do. How can y'all be really going to war? I'm talking about black people. And you ain't even thinking about your armories around you. You ain't even thinking about, you don't even own nothing in the black neighborhood. The ones that they own shit, I'll ask y'all again. I told you, if they put any havoc on any artery, means roadways, I-10, I-95, the one that goes down the middle, this is a takeover beyond your comprehension, I believe. Oh, yes, because many of you don't know your food can be cut off in one day. They don't need to cut off all of New York State. They just can cut off a section of it. And will cause unbelievable panic. That's what sleeper cells are going to do. Now, before we get into that military talk, I got to play one more thing. Please, everybody, stop acting like you never. That's why we do this program. There's nothing, put in your mind, there's nothing new under the Helios. Put that in your mind 3 times. Ain't nothing new under the Helios. Like James Brown say, one time, there's nothing new under the Helios. All this shit y'all sound like y'all first time heard before, that is absolutely unbelievable. But people who are in their damn 50s and 60s never heard all. What haven't you heard yet from what's on the internet, on what I say AI slop? That's what they call it. Look it up, AI slop. That is internet talk for stupidity info. And that's what most of the people are getting, stupidity info. Things that you don't even think to look up because you just hear the word black and because you heard the word black. And that triggers you, oh, gotta be good. Yeah, let me check it out. Now, who will believe Hitler is black and then say, well, damn, didn't he kill people? Yeah. Told you, magic word. Here's the most magic that I'm going to break today. If y'all send me one more video about something you heard over 1,000 times, stop it, please.
Right after 9/11, about 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the Joint Staff who used to work for me. And one of the generals called me and he said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, "No." He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we got a good military and we can take down governments." And he said, "I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail." So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper. He said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today. And he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran." I said, "Is it classified?" He said, "Yes, sir." I said, "Well, don't show it to me."
Now, I'm a short talk only when I sit here to magic. 5 years. They didn't do 5 years. That's an allegory for the 5 citizens. When we take over the 5 citizens of these countries, and it took time, it didn't happen in 5 years when he made this speech. So why would he say 5? Think about that.
And I saw him a year or so ago, and I said, "You remember that?" He said, "Sir, I didn't show you that memo. I didn't show it to you."
I'm sorry, what did you say his name was?
I'm not going to give you his name.
So go through the countries again.
Well, starting with Iraq, then Syria and Lebanon, then Libya, then Somalia and Sudan, and then back to Iran. So when...
Now that's how Iman Ohan got here. Her name is not really Iman Ohan. She got another name. Go look it up. She got 2 names. That's when she came over during the time he just said the Somali war. And that was a war for them to divide it up through, I think Germany and Italy had something to do with it, with that war with them. And the people around them helped it out. Now, she got here. Look what they doing now. Just like they said, $9 billion for being a refugee. Check this out.
You look at Iran, you say, is it a replay? It's not exactly a replay, but here's the truth. That Iran from the beginning has seen that the presence of the United States in Iraq was a threat. A blessing, because we took out Saddam Hussein and the Baathists. They couldn't handle him. We took care of it for them. But also a threat because they knew that they were next on the hit list. And so, of course, they got engaged. They lost 1 million people during the war with Iraq. And they've got a long and unprotectable, unsecurable border. So it was in their vital interest to be deeply involved inside Iraq. They tolerated our attacks on the Baathists. They were happy we captured Saddam Hussein, but they're building up their own network of influence, and to cement it, they occasionally give some military assistance and training and advice, either directly or indirectly, to both the insurgents and to the militias. And in that sense, it's not exactly parallel, because there has been, I believe, continuous Iranian engagement. Some of it legitimate, some of it illegitimate. I mean, you can hardly fault Iran because they're offering to do eye operations for Iraqis who need medical attention. that's not an offense that you can go to war over Iran, but it is an effort to gain influence. And the administration has stubbornly refused to talk with Iran about their perception, in part because they don't want to pay the price with their our U.S. domestic political base, the right-wing base, but also because they don't want to legitimate a government that they've been trying to overthrow. If you were Iran, you'd probably believe that you were mostly already at war with the United States anyway, since we've asserted that their government needs regime change. So, and we've asked Congress to appropriate $75 million to do it, and we are supporting terrorist groups, apparently, who are infiltrating and blowing up things inside Iran. And if we're not doing it, let's put it this way, we're probably cognizant of it and encouraging it. So it's not surprising that we're moving to a point of confrontation and crisis with Iran. My point on this is not that the Iranians are good guys, they're not, but that you shouldn't use force except as a last resort. There is a military option, but it's a bad one.
I wanted to get your response to Seymour Hersh's piece in the New Yorker to two key points this week, reporting the Pentagon's established a special planning group within the Office of the Joint Chiefs of Staff to plan.
A special planning group, and that group, you should look them up, is the same groups, Palantir, and all these people that you talk about.
Bombing attack in Iran. That this is coming as the Bush administration and Saudi Arabia are pumping money for covert operations into many areas of the Middle East, including Lebanon, Syria, and Iran, in an effort to strengthen Saudi-supported Sunni Islam groups and weaken Iranian-backed Shias. Some of the covert money has been given to jihadist groups in Lebanon with ties to Al-Qaeda.
Now, this is a longer version because all y'all seen when he said the 17th. This the real version. The real version. First of all, they were laughing, having a good time hearing this unbelievable tale, and then they get down to where they now naming the groups. Because how could they fly over airspace without the help of Saudi Arabia, everybody? And do you see what the military, no wonder they was able to kill so many people. And if they go off the base, the bases are everywhere. The bases are everywhere. It's like they're all over, right? They surrounded them. Now, this has been going on since General Wesley Clark, and y'all acting like y'all didn't see it. Last point, and then I'll open up the mic. Brother Juice, you be the first one, Urban Matters, and we're going to start the think tank.
The United States in this area. We haven't exactly proved our competence in Iraq. So they're trying to take matters into their own hands. The real danger is, and one of the reasons this is so complicated, is because let's say we did follow the desires of some people who say, just pull out and pull out now. Well, yeah, we could mechanically do that. It would be ugly, and it might take 3 or 4 months, but you could line up the battalions on the road one by one, and you could put the gunners in the Humvees and load and cock their weapons and shoot their way out of Iraq. You'd have a few roadside bombs, but if you line everybody up, there won't be any roadside bombs, maybe some sniping. You can fly helicopters over, do your air cover, you probably get safely out of there. But when you leave, the Saudis have got to find someone to fight the Shias. Who are they going to find? Al-Qaeda. Because the groups of Sunnis who would be extremists and willing to fight would probably be the groups connected to Al-Qaeda. So one of the weird inconsistencies in this is that early we'd be intensifying the threat of a super powerful Sunni extremist group, which was now legitimated by overt Saudi funding in an effort to hang on a toehold inside Iraq and block Iranian expansions.
Now, how did they do that? Come up to the future, because that's way back in the day. They left the military where at, everybody, in Afghanistan. They left all the military equipment Biden did for them to get ready to fight this. to have the weaponry to be pulled off. This is how you know we are on an amnesia event here. I mean, how can y'all not tell what's going on? They left the weapons there for the day of this man talking. He told you, say, hey man, first of all, it wasn't no 5 years. I told you that means the 5 senses. When we take over the 5 senses of those countries, whatever, the cold and food, shelter, all that, the 5 senses encompass. Then we'll have, they one of those countries like that. They claim they killed the High Supreme Khomeini, which is almost like how they're killing, Bin Laden, which you didn't see them kill Bin Laden. You just heard they killed them and they supposedly pushed them over some water. Like baptism. You've been baptized to the next world. So now, for those of you listening, you heard it. Let's hear how you think about it. Brother Juice, you first on the line, Urban Matters. Go right ahead.
Salute. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
All right. Yeah, man. Nasara, we've been talking about it. The money game is full in effect. And the bankers are having their way. The Khazarian bankers are taking over. And like you said, the weaponry, state-of-the-art weaponry was left in Afghanistan to get ready to prepare for this. And I don't know if y'all really paying attention, but trust me, your Abu Dhabi and Dubai days, those are over, bro. I would recommend to not really travel a whole lot and also be aware in some of our metro areas because these people are already in place. And this thing is not good. Like you said, they killed Khomeini, man. That's the grand Ayatollah, the supreme leader. That dude is he's like the head Islamic person of the whole region out there, like Lebanon, everywhere. They've been, like you said, Hezbollah and those guys, all of them guys bow down to Khomeini and them. And I don't think people really understand, man, Iran's might and power. We're a powerful nation now. Don't get me wrong. I never talk down on my country, but bro, we have been compromised. And see, this is partially your fault, allowing these immigrants to get in and be in leadership positions. And now look what you're doing. You're fighting some interests of theirs now. You're not really fighting for your interests here in America. You're fighting their interests now. And so everybody knows that how corrupt the Khazarian Empire is over there in Israel. We know. But listen, man, y'all get ready, man, because everything, your price of food gonna go up. They're gonna use this as an excuse. This is basically a pandemic, or should I say a pandemic, all in one. They're gonna get ready to run the same play, but they're just gonna run the flea flicker this time on you. And you better get ready, man. Like I say, keep your eyes peeled. I would strongly suggest, like we always talk about here at Dry Bones Connection, get your fallout packages ready, because I wouldn't be surprised you start seeing some blackouts. I mean, technology blackouts, energy blackouts. They're going to use this, man, to their fullest. I mean, I'm talking about the establishment, the people that are in power, man. So, hey, I salute you, Dry Bones. Great topic today. And, with this whole Epstein deflection, they got everybody deflected on men using girls' bathroom, and you out here fighting. And see, they set you up, man. They set you up to blame everything on Trump. Your stupid ass, you're going to not y'all on this call, but your stupid ass going to still blame it on Trump. Oh, man, it's Trump got us here. Just Negro babble, I call it. I digress, bro. You there, Jabo? Did we blank off? Anybody out there? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I don't know what happened. I think we lost Dry Bones. All right. Yeah, man, but it's y'all pay attention. Go look that up. The Nasara Jasara. I posted in the chat section if y'all give me a minute or two. But Jasara is where there's going to be a currency battle, and that's what's taking place. Don't think there's not going to be some big blowback from China. China and Iran are #1 trading partners. So what do you think they got to say about this whole thing? See, and then also Venezuela. Don't forget about what would just happen. All this stuff is transpiring and is in order of the order of chaos, the way it has to go down. In Cuba, all these people are doing business. They want you to think that these sanctions in Russia, don't forget about the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, South Africa, and China. And don't forget about that, man. These people, that BRICS, they have their own currency that they've been trading in, and that's what that's what this is about. The Khazarians are trying to, the bankers are trying to say, hey, man, y'all gonna keep using the petrodollar. You're not gonna get rid of the petrodollar. Notice Saudi Arabia is very quiet right now. Keep your eyes on Saudi Arabia. They're very powerful. And Iran is just as powerful as Saudi Arabia. So, hey, I digress, man. Hey, somebody else come in. If what we got? We got Shalane, you in the building? I don't know what happened, family.
I'm in the building. I walked away for a minute, so it looks like his car's right. But don't get upset with me, y'all. But yeah, the agenda has to go forward. They coexist underground. Remember, we got cities underground that's all over the world. They run those cities. This is all planned out because they have to take this shit up top so that they can create the chaos. It all is run underground. I mean, all of them exist underground in those cities. We got to remember that. Everything is staged for a purpose. They have to give us a distraction on each and everything so that they can conduct what needs to be done. I know y'all for Trump and everything. That's great. People was for Biden. That's wonderful. All of it. But they all know each other. They all party with each other. They all fuck together. And they all coexist underground. Every nation that is leaders. And then they come up on top and they create the chaos because they have to, because of the people. You, me, and everybody. Because if they don't get us in order so that they can have power over us still, and have power over the resources, we'll kill all of them. I'm being honest. If we all was to really, come on, they got to get us in control, whether it's under gene therapy, DNA databases, spraying the shit out of us like roaches every day. Yeah. And you got to remember, this shit's still happening, even though Trump came out and, used the truthers to get his votes, to do what he needs to do to carry out this agenda. The agendas are not going to stop, period. You got to remember back when they had who was it, those terrorists that was here. They was bombing different areas in California, certain areas in Florida.
What year?
Shit. Al-Qaeda? What is something?
Al-Qaeda. So it's going to be Al-Qaeda. Which
remember the
Bin Laden's people. Bin Laden's people. Yeah.
They was here, doing what they were told to do. And all of them was together. They have to put these stages out here. It may be some casualties or it may be some crisis actors. Because the stage is what it is. And they have millions of crisis actors. Billions of crisis actors.
You got them all over. Yeah, look. Now the crisis actors
all trained underground. And they have to come up on top to create the chaos.
That's the movie my man made with the blue suits, with the orange suits, when they came from out of the ground. Because it'd be like they're making a clone version of yourself going out. Now, people think this is crazy talk, but so what? I think you just ain't looked it up. But those of you who are able to see this, you should be glorified in the eyes able to be able to see this take place. It's unbelievable. Now, let me ask y'all some questions. That's listening. I think Urban Man is still with. I'm gonna get some more y'all in here right quick. Remember that while this is going on, the distraction now is going to be taken off of Epstein and them. Especially, that's why I'm telling y'all why this got to take place. Epstein and them gonna have a hard time. If it wasn't for the war, it'd be like, because people need something to distribute. If you ain't got nothing, you wouldn't want them to go to jail, most of these people. If that's what the masses would have been looking for. But they distracted the masses, and most of us are seeing this as PSYOP event that they needed to have because they said they was going to do it. And look at the timing. The timing is impeccable to where the news media now they try to distract us with Guthrie being kidnapped every day. Anybody tell me why that's newsworthy? I mean, I feel bad for him, but is that newsworthy every day of the day? That shows you distractions out there. So let me get a few of y'all in. Let me get some more of y'all here. Keep the female power going. I got Sister Cher. We got all the reasons on here. And after these programs, it'd be more listening. I told y'all better get in that vision. I'm hitting your button, sister. There you go. You win. Let's get some more. Yeah, you win.
Great show, Brother Dry Bones, and breaking it down from the historical aspect. So we know what, like you said, if the war is being planned, right, or orchestrated to take us away from Epstein. You know, I watched a video of a lady, I think Shaq sent me, and she made a great point. She was stating how every time Epstein was brought up, you saw the economy kind of collapse, right? So if we think about the immigrants that they bring in here, like we stated, started under Reagan with the amnesty, right? You bring them in here on giving them amnesty, right? You're feeding it to your enemy, and it's all orchestrated as one. So now we're here with Epstein, then you had Joe Biden open the border. Even Obama was still letting people in, even though he was deporting them. You had Bush, you had Clinton. All our jobs go away, right? Well, everybody, other countries are being enriched, right? So it's like you stuck in the bloodline and lifeline out of America, which all started back in 1913. So I think we need to tie, like you did it earlier, within the history with the Federal Reserve, with the IRS being formed, everything to take and tax us. Now think about the war now. Like you say, we're gonna have more inflation, right? Just like Brother Juice related to you stated as well, right? And they're gonna blame it on the war. Oh, it's the war. They just closed the what is it? The passage of Hormuz with the oil. So now right, your gas prices is gonna go up. And this is all for the contractors. This is all for the contractors. Think about what happened with the war in what we was at in Iraq with Halliburton. Well, who was over Halliburton? Cheney, right?
Yeah, Cheney. Dick Cheney.
Right, Cheney. Yeah. So when are we gonna wake up? I'm just saying, as Americans, regarding this war, we had no business over in Iran. And look who's back in Iran. North Korea just made a threat that they may test the miss over there. He just said that the world would be a better place if we got rid of Israel. So now Saudi Arabia getting bombed, Lebanon getting bombed. Everybody's you all have and Trump, Orange Man, you can't say you creating a border peace. This is not peace starting war in other countries. However them people want their countries over there, that's their right. So what's the solution, Brother Dry Bones, everybody on call? I like to talk about solution. Why don't the only way people gonna listen? What did Dr. King them do? Which eventually, of course, when he woke up and found out the game, they took him out since we just passed the last day of Black History Month last month.
Last night.
Got to collapse the system. Why don't everybody take your money out of these Jewish banks? Why don't you draw all your 403B, all your 457, all your IRA money? Why don't you take it out of their system? Why don't you collapse Blackstone, Fidelity, BlackRock? Why don't you collapse them? They'll be able to come to the system. They'll be able to come to the table then, because now you got state banks you can put your money in that's ran not by the Federal Reserve, but state banks like here in Texas that's backed by gold. Why not move your money over there? They're no longer regulated under the Federal Reserve. Go look that up. So other than that, we're going to keep dealing with inflation, right? We're going to keep being in census wars. We're going to have to still fight immigrants for jobs. What are we going to do collectively as a people to collapse these people? And let me tell you, if it starts in America, it'll go all over the world. They'll start taking them down. Oh yeah, we don't like Israel. We pulling our money out. You force the countries, you force the government to do this. Look what and I'll end on this. Look what the young man did with Israel still bombing Palestine. The guy, I think his name Chris Smalls, where they established a protest with the ports for the weapons not to go to Israel. Did y'all see that? They shut all the ports down. Here, they shut a lot of them here in the United States. They shut them down in Italy, all these other little countries. So those weapons that we funding with our taxpayer dollars, did we ever talk about how much money we give to Israel every year? While we talk about, Israel, USAID, well, why we ain't never cut Israel money out?
Well, APEC, because the politicians, they got their lobbyists, like you said earlier. And that's another thing. We would have to. We wouldn't even have to break the system if we were to put in people of integrity. And I mean, but both people, you vote for every district you in. You got people in your friends and circles that is into politics and have went to these events these politicians have. A lot of us people do that, especially college people, and they go. And we don't hold them accountable. So in order to, we wouldn't even have to take that money out. We should be able to tell that politician who's supposed to be payrolled by us, but here's where it gets deep. The church no longer takes endorsements for anything. And because of that thing, black folks ain't got no say-so. I can't speak for your area, but I would speak for the 305 right quick. I have not seen, and I've been in a lot of spots, where you can't even get the church to hold a political forum on equal basis here in Miami. Somebody tell me right now, in this big, to having a political forum that's a church, giving people opportunity to talk about what's going on, they will not. It's not here in this area. Now, y'all areas, hey, I don't know what y'all areas do.
They stopped it with Dr. King. That's why they infiltrated the churches.
Right.
And they did the separation between church and state, because what was Dr. King? He was holding a lot of his meetings in churches, right?
In churches, right. See,
so that's why it's in place.
Correct.
To rock you back to sleep with that fake homosexual King James Bible. That's why the church is put into place. And you wonder why the churches, churches are closed. The Muslims are buying up the Christian churches now.
That's beautiful there. I like what you just said. And then we try to say now, what you just said, I'm going to bring, because Black history is every day to me. But see how we got people talking about King James is black. I said, okay, so what? He gay. So what that got to, now what you going to say? That's why you got to play chess. Remember I said that out? See, don't y'all know, there's chess to everything. People be saying the dumbest shit, be like, okay, I could kill him with a pawn. Because who would think, she just said King James was a homo, killed his wife, and I mean, that's what I read. But then when y'all want to throw in that he black, I said, okay, I'll go with that. Then I look up and say, well, what's the difference? What's the difference? If he black or white, he still killed his mama, and he still was a faggot. What that got to do with it? What they say? You say, what love got to do with this? Go ahead. I'm going to get some more there. Want to say one more thing? Go ahead. I got you. I'm getting everybody, because y'all the guest. The Dry Bones is the guest today. I can't hear you. The internet playing.
I'm just listening, learning a lot.
Oh, okay. Love you listening. That's part of the fam. Sister Share. That's Texas in the house, y'all. Urban Matters. We loving this thing. We doing what we need to do to get the message out. Your areas are strategic locations for us to get intelligentsia. If it happens in Texas, let it be known it's going to go across. If it happens in California, let it be known it's going to go across, good or evil, because those two states, along with some other key states. And I want y'all to look at this midterm, y'all, before we even get started. I don't care if you claim you don't believe in politics. Turn in your Social Security check, since you don't believe in that. You don't believe it. Government. That's how I be listening to people like, oh, we talking all this crazy shit.
I'm not into politics. I believe in the government.
No, right. I'm saying people. No, not you personally. I'm talking about people who say that everything affects us. Regardless, everybody in the country. I don't care if you're on Facebook. What? You getting a check from somewhere, and that check is hooked up to a banking system, whether it be good or evil. But the system is there, and it's an ancient system. It ain't made up. It ain't like come out of somebody's ass. This is some real. She said gold and silver, key component, and land. That's the only thing named in your Bible story as promised. Gold and silver, and the key one was land, real estate. Look at the name, real estate. Right there, give you the magic word. But anyway, we about to get deeper.
Do they have y'all? We have a thing starting here in Texas, and I end on this. I'm glad you mentioned it. Well, we're pushing something to keep Texas red. So we're pushing to keep our state from being a Minnesota, a California, a New York. Is that going on in Florida? Because they have all these people migrating here now, and we don't want that ideology to come here.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what they did recently for our part. Now, this is just real. There's two components. DeSantis made it where ever since the I'm not sure who the dude was with the diadem on, who did the truck thing and killed all them people when he did that illegal U-turn here in Florida. Yeah. So everybody now, and they was rushing. I don't know if y'all seen it in y'all news. They were rushing to change their driver license before all driver license here in Florida must be in English, and you must be able to speak English on the driver's test. Yeah. Now that's what he did. Now people get mad. People like the NAACP, but I'm like, man, I don't even know if we really know the agenda of these secret covert individuals in the black neighborhoods who are the first of spies. So your first spies look like you, everybody. That's just common sense. Your first spies look like you. I don't know how y'all could not know that by now. This is espionage 101. Who else can? If I see a white dude in my neighborhood, I know that's something good. But if I see a bunch of blacks that look like me and act like me and be like me, but really ain't me, that's the most dangerous of spies in espionage, period. And that's what the church is now. Church got some beautiful people in there. But the whole construct has been taken into espionage construct. And
with a lot of homosexuality in there now.
Well, that's part of the construct. The construct was that, again, I told y'all a long time ago, and I stand by this, and we'll always, they are worshiping the hermaphrodite cult where man and woman was the same. Before the book tells you, before the house of Genesis, Isis genes. Hey, and you know the whole story is deep because they cutting off dicks. Isis cuts off her horse. Disc gets swallowed by an alligator. Everybody, the alligator that's energy. Put alligator in AI, or if you can't look it up in a book, which I learned through books first, obviously. But AI is an energy force, and that's what the alligator represents. And what was the energy force? Extermination of the penis, the phallic symbol of reconstruction or regrowth. And that's where people don't realize how the book is very much a scientific book as well. And real estate, gold, these are alchemy symbols. That gold and silver. And you got people talking about, Sister Cher and everybody listening, if y'all was for real, you would be buying gold and silver. Ain't nobody stopping y'all. Y'all was giving away your gold and silver through gold parties. I remember that shit. Y'all was the only group. Matter of fact, you are the only group that gave guns away for a McDonald's Sun Pass to eat. I mean, ain't that amazing? But give up a gun to eat at McDonald's. But y'all okay. Y'all love comedians. I know that's part of the cult too. Remember we did a show about the comedians being part of the Masonic order? They're the Josters. They are the order of the Josters. And that's who you really love. Because I got comedians now acting like they Farrakhan. You wasn't saying this shit 10 and 15 years ago. All of a sudden they saying the same shit we done heard. And now they gurus. Come on, people. What's wrong with y'all?
I know.
What's wrong with y'all for real? Y'all believe in Josters who wasn't even in nothing. Never joined nothing. Until they got some money and they paid for their degrees. How many know I ain't making this up? I ain't making up nothing because facts matters on this program. But we're going to play some more for y'all. Let me get some more callers. I got to get some more callers, but because y'all about to get it. Because this ain't a game. I seen Brother Wesley's people, he all over the place now. He talking about getting land grants, Brother West. Let me put you in here. Your cousin, he all over the place talking about land grants. They must have gave him some money. I watched him. He got some money from the government. As a matter of fact, Trump, this is not real. Please look this up. They had Crump saying he won the case for Henrietta Leaks. And I put on some sister's site, I said, that is the greatest thing he has ever done for the ages. If he got Henrietta Leaks to an undisclosed amount too, they cannot talk about it. I'm cool with that. I don't need y'all to know no way. Y'all be the first to rob me. I'm telling y'all straight up. That's amazing if he did that. But at the same time, I had said, why don't you women, before you had these babies, if you really want to do something, say, I want a percentage of the placenta. I bet that y'all put some legislation like that in that makes common sense after you watch people make money off each other's body parts. If the women today, and for real, you would go today and make a coalition, control my placenta or control my pussy. How about that one? Make a slogan, control my pussy. like I did for COVID. Like I did for COVID. Y'all was the ones talking about the COVID shit. It's my body. Well, I guarantee you, I don't even got to be behind it. But give me 5%. Control my pussy, and you get a percent of the placenta that the hospital takes out. We all be millionaires off of 2 babies.
We get a percentage of the pussy.
There y'all go. Y'all really talking all this stuff. We gonna talk real. This think tank. Y'all really want to talk simple shit? How simple is that, women? You the ones having babies. They make the most money off your pussy than anybody. Your man don't get the money off the pussy like the doctors did. Talking all this stuff today. This think tank Sunday. Y'all better get ready. This ain't like no other program. Because we are the deprogramming. That's what we do. We deprogram to reprogram. Let me get Alex. Brother Alex on the line. Let me get some more of the brothers. Come on, brothers. Let's talk. Brother Alex, what's happening?
I think they had Bro West in there first. Drop on Bro West. I think he was coming in. I don't know if he can.
West, where are you? Thank you, man. Go ahead, Brother West. My bad. I hit brothers. Hey, Brother West.
Interrupted programming, y'all, man. I'm on another line, man. I'm trying something new. I mean, I'm on the chat line, man, so I can see what y'all putting on the chat line.
Oh, man. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Well, stay in there. You can talk on the just go to the chat. Stay in there. Keep in there, and we keep you in there. You come up with something, we see something, I'll keep the chat open for everybody. For those of you who put stuff in the chat, we want to make sure y'all get heard because the chat ain't no joke. But Jacoby, Iman, Shaleen, and Urban Matter, they put it all in there. They faction it down for you, everybody. Automatic backup. See, that's what Fax Matters is about. Automatic backup from the dry bone. Because regardless what anybody say, that's the one prophecy that is about to be fulfilled. The resurrection of the dry bones. Oh yeah, that's the main one. Go ahead, brother Alex. Got you. Go ahead. Go ahead, brother Alex. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Muted.
Yeah, go. Somebody make a noise. Go ahead, I hear you.
Yeah. I mean, you want to point with the placenta. I mean, we knew this from before, and most of us already knew that that's on the talk show right now. But did you see the video actually with the two as a billionaire sitting at the table with his young lady?
Yes, and we want what they got.
They're telling them how much money you get with their placenta and actually encourage them. You could be wealthy. You could be rich. I'll give you so much money for your placenta. I'll give you this. It's the best. This is epic. This is the best stuff in the world. I mean, you know, and then there's no shame in their game. They're in your sitting there in your face with it. People need to wake the hell up. Hello?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Oh, you all on? Okay, dry bones. No, that's all I had to say.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. I got it, but I'm looking for stuff. I was looking for something about the hermaphrodite while you was talking about it. Okay, but go ahead. No, hold on. A lot of stuff.
No. That's all that I was saying. I mean, this is like you said. This is nothing new under the sun. These people have been eating babies and eating children, taking children and hanging them upside down and literally going under there and putting their mouth up like somebody like kids do with ice cream instead of letting the blood drip in their tongue into their mouth and stuff. That's the kind of stuff that was going on Epstein Island, but it's not only in Epstein. There's other places that they're doing that stuff all around the world.
All around the world.
Yeah, all around the world. This is nothing new, man. These bastards been doing this for years, bro. He's just not just bringing it out there to just. I guess now it's time for it to be exposed. With these entities, that's all it's
time for it to be exposed. And that's the part I'm glad we all alive to see the explosion of this hypocrisy. Because you're absolutely right, man. I was watching some stuff, man. Now, y'all forget, certain countries sew the women's vaginas up. It's called female circumcision. That's where Omar came from. That particular area that was practicing that stuff. Now, here's the key. Omar's daddy was the army. He was the one doing the killing. She's from a family that was killing people with the regime. I looked this up. Africa tells on itself. See, I don't need America to tell me. I just go to Africa news. I don't even listen to black people news here at all, except for football and sports. Black people news on the other side of the world, man, let me tell you, bro. Do y'all realize the parents? Now, I said this a bunch of times. I'm not condoning this at all, but I'm telling you, when you see any rich man with a 13-year-old, and you think about your kids, what would y'all do with your 13-year-old kids? That y'all most of y'all got kids. Can you imagine your 13-year-old daughter going to some rich people, as some type of modeling agency, Casablanca? I'm giving y'all the clues. Casablanca. Agencies are taking 13-year-old girls to these high-level areas, and where is the parents? Now, I said to myself, after I started getting mad over dumb shit, I said, why I'm getting mad? I'm looking at my people. My people gave their people over to Puff Daddy and R. Kelly the fuck just to get a record deal. This facts matters. Just to get a record deal, some of you sold your cousin's pussy for that shit. You know you did it. You know people who have done this type of stuff. But you're going to be hypocritical and be jumping on people when you know in your own area. If I pull up the pedophile network in your zip code, like we did here, I seen people who I knew for years, deacons, they claimed the chick told them they was young. Who am I to say anything? But I know I ain't on the list. But I know this much. I know people who are on the list. Just each city, just go to show you how hypocritical people are. Each city got a pedophile thing. Do your city? Let me open the mic. Have everybody seen the pedophile in your city? Yeah or nay? Don't give me no. Yeah.
Unmuted.
Yes, indeed.
They're a pedophile.
Yep.
Okay.
In Dry Bones. Brother D, no, I haven't.
You don't have one.
I've never even looked for it. Dry Bones.
Now just say okay. So Brother D,
Never looked at it.
Okay, so we got one. Now, anybody else never seen the hotline that you can look up in your zip code of people who are pedophiles? Anybody else?
Yeah, they got a hotline in here.
Okay.
South Holland, Illinois, they got one.
Okay.
Is that the same as for the rape of men? Is that the same like what you're talking about?
Yeah.
It says pedophiles in school districts, they have it where they can't be around kids. So in the zip code that you put this thing in, it will show up everybody who went to jail for underage sex. It's in.
And they're around kids. They're around schools. They're in every area.
So
in
I
Buffalo.
Tell y'all, for y'all to play this dumb, not that y'all's called, but to be this dumb about how you got it in your area, who will rape your daughters. I looked that up a long time ago. I wanted to see who could rape my kids. Fuck that. If you love your kids, you will look up who will do harm to your kids. first.
Muted.
That's what happens when you get on Facts Matter. We got to throw the facts up in your face to see how you can handle the truth. The facts. Facts show this is all in your areas. And you worry about this thing when you got family members in the damn pedophile ring. Really? 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 Let's get some more callers. Let's get Brother Mac in the house. Brother Mac, what's happening?
How's it going, brothers and sisters? It's an absolute pleasure being on your show today. Man, you spitting some hot fire. Earlier, Urban Matters spoke about things like the petrodollar and how they're trying to get rid of it. I wanted to just briefly touch on that because you know, and how they won't allow it to happen. To a certain extent, but you know, that's just a run on the Saudis' money because we hold the majority of it right here in American banks.
Woo!
And so
that's hot.
So boy, that's gotta be a mess. And so you know, and you remember the whole World Trade Center thing, that every time the Saudis go to make a move to get their money, something happened here in America, like the World Trade Center, a national disaster where they can't get their money out.
Right.
So, you know, and so that's, you know, I wanted to kind of touch on that, and we don't really pay attention to that stuff.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to bring that up, and then also when you was talking, have anybody started listening to Hitler? Actually being them translating Hitler's speeches, because I've been listening to it and I've been doing it, and because Hitler was wanting he was wanting of this very same thing that we going through here in America. He was wanting of that in Germany back then.
Yeah, I think we played that here. Yeah, we played it. Yeah, y'all heard it here. Yeah, y'all. We played Hitler about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we don't.
Really?
We don't play.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I'm for you today.
So yeah, I've been listening to it because I've been actually translating some of his other speeches.
Oh man.
So yeah. And I remember maybe about 2 years ago, I just got a little taste of it, but I never went into it. So I got deep into it.
Now watch. Hold on. You brought, because we just heard something, because on Facebook and all these other entities, we got where they saying that Hitler was black. I said, really? But like I said, Jesse Owens didn't say nothing. He better Hitler. And Joe Lewis, who was buried by Matt Schmeling because black folks didn't help him pay for his funeral. So the German dude helped him, Max Schmeling. Go look it up. And paid for Joe Lewis. And none of these cats and there's others who met Hitler or went to all the blacks that went to the Olympics. That's the person I want to hear from, not somebody on YouTube who comes and finds some knowledge and put it on there. I want to hear from the people who actually physically see it. So y'all are already into deep fakes. Now you can't make sense out of a people who will believe deep fakes without thinking. But since he mentioned Hitler's speech, and y'all heard it here, I got another one. Hitler said this. Ain't this strange? They don't like to hear this. They don't like to hear this. It's too much for them, man. So you bringing up stuff that the schools won't even teach. They won't teach that. The schools don't want that up known, because if you think about it, they got Hitler on all the history channels, everything, but never talked about his famous speech that he said. Not me and Brother Mac said. Me and Brother Mac just getting into knowledge to say, damn, I had no idea. But if Hitler was black, then why would Hitler say this?
Disclaimer. This video discusses historical events involving extremist ideologies. It is intended for educational purposes only and does not endorse or promote any views, actions, or groups mentioned. Viewer discretion is advised. The content is presented to provide historical context and understanding. Any hateful or extremist beliefs referenced are firmly rejected. The creators of this video do not support discrimination, violence, or prejudice in any form. The material may contain disturbing themes related to violence and discrimination.
What we are witnessing is a struggle that began over a...
He has to say this because look who he is going to be talking about. And this is Adolf Hitler, 1922.
A century ago, the moment when Jews were granted the rights of citizens in European nations, that single act of so-called emancipation marked the beginning of a catastrophe. It granted equality to a people who were never meant to be equal, a people who have always existed as a nation within nations, pursuing their own interests while wearing the mask of citizenship. This transformation did not happen overnight. It crept forward gradually, first one concession, then another, still until a people who had been recognized as entirely foreign just 100 years before had obtained every right belonging to native Germans. The same pattern unfolded in economic life. As industry grew and masses of workers flooded into the cities, a new financial system arose. The stock exchange gained power over national economies. Banks extended their reach into every corner of commerce, and who stood at the center of this new financial order? I say to you plainly, it was not the Germans. The institutions of international finance operate according to principles entirely foreign to the German character. They serve interests that have nothing to do with the welfare of our people. Consider the difference between Western Europe and Central Europe. In England and France, the process of industrialization drew farm workers into the cities. But in those countries, the foreign element remained small in number, so small that they could blend into the population and escape notice. The ordinary Englishman encountered them only as fellow businessmen, as captains of industry, never recognizing them as something apart. This is why certain political ideas took root so easily in the West. When the masses cannot identify who truly guides them, they can be led to believe they are governing themselves. They call this system democracy. But what is democracy in practice? It is the rule of quantity over quality. It is the triumph of manipulation over wisdom. It is a system designed to ensure that the masses believe they are free while serving purposes they do not understand. Look at how this system operates. There are always two parties, sometimes three, who appear to oppose one another. The public watches them fight. When one party exhausts public patience, the other takes power. Then the cycle repeats. The people believe they have made a choice. In reality, nothing has changed. The word freedom is constantly invoked. But what does freedom mean to those who rule? It means freedom to pursue their interest without interference. And what does freedom mean to the common man? He believes it means he can say what he likes and go where he pleases. He does not realize that the freedom to speak means nothing when the words that shape opinion are controlled by others. Germany's path has been different. Here, loyalty has traditionally centered on the person of the monarch, on the army, on the state. The German spirit resisted the corruption that infected the West. The peasantry remained healthy. The intellectual class remained German. When industry grew here, there existed the possibility.
You heard what he said? He said the domestic class was healthy. Well, they did the opposite now. The domestic class is very much in bad food compromise. And y'all don't have a problem with that, because if you did, we would have cared more about the farmers doing farm aid. Y'all remember all this stuff? See, y'all probably forgot. Remember farm aid and the black farmers doing when we doing reparations. I remember the black farmers was asking for help. The churches did nothing. All the southern churches in the South, why ain't you give your tithes to the farmers? That's how simple this would have been. But see, when you lie a lot, and we are lovers of lies, that's why propaganda is so high today, because people come on stuff and lie. You telling me your jurisdiction, I guarantee you in the zip code, ask yourself how many churches in your zip code. And then if you got friends and family go to church, I bet they'd be scared to say, could we see the financial books? And if they was to ask to see the financial books and say, what are we spending on? You would be probably ready to kill the preacher and the wife. I ain't saying you're going to kill him, but I'm saying you probably feel like killing him. Because that goes to show you don't even know where the money goes even in your own zip code. So how could you worry yourself about something so bigger than this if you are going to be eaten alive by your zip code first? Your zip code going to kill you first, not the federal government. Now, if I make this up, let me hear somebody give me some feedback to that. But yeah, Brother D, I'm fine, because you're not using it. I got a whole bunch of y'all in here. Let me see. I got Brother G. Let me get Brother G. I see New York, below now.
Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead.
Greetings.
Go ahead.
Jack Bauer, always in continues 5.0. I'm going to touch and go on a whole master situation that you covered, even the brother at the end. While the Greeks gave us democratia, ruled by the people, Caesar gave us republic, the republic, or public matters, mob rules. Which mob we say? Ashkenazi, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, evangelicals, or the Sephardic, Yiddish. Now, we got Benai Brit, the Empire State. That, when it turned over to Mamdani, that said a lot. Now, remember, Pike said World War III. Now, between 21 and 25, 10.8 million people. I could go into the description. They came across the borders. It was open up. Chinese agents came in, Islamic agents came in and opened up the chaos, or will open up the chaos that Jack Bauer always talked about. Dirty bombs, sleeper cells, etc. Now, people forget who created the CIA and the OSS, Mossad, Israel. Man, as we see on the internet, we got the Nazis.
Don't call them the IDF. They the IDF.
IDF. The idea. You got these Nagas. They apologizing to Israel. IDF. You got Floyd Mayweather dressed up in IDF regalia. You got your boy Kanye apologizing to him. I said, "Oh shit, what is going on?" Now people,
I remember a lot of people had to apologize. Now remember, I ain't making no slight because I respect all who got the first. But I remember we did the program. Remember, Professor Griff was living here in Florida, and he had that bad album that Luke and them helped. And for all you know, Uncle Luke, y'all, for the 2 Live crew, is claiming he running for Congress down here in South Florida. Oh yeah, I ain't making that up. Uncle Luke. Now, during this time, each one of them had to apologize. They had to go over to South Beach, Miami Beach, to the helicopter, and they had to sit and apologize. Professor Griff had to. I'm not going to be too sure about, I think Luke may have, but I confirm that, y'all, by looking that up for me. I know he had to do something. And a lot of these people that we have heard have to apologize. Only one, and I think Kyrie Irving sat down with some rabbis too, and had to sit there and go through some type of certification that they went through anti-Semitic protocol. Right now, this protocol that y'all talking about today, what he's saying, is a Jack Bauer 101. I mean,
and then DeSantis put in the law, like if you criticize or whatever Israel, that could be borderline anti-Semitic, and you can be arrested. Prosecuted.
Now that right there, baby. See, now I was always like giving him sides because we did a show about him being in the fraternity. From where he come from, his name is DeSantis, and so is Rubio. They all come, but he did not bother us during COVID. That's how he got our support. He did not mandate us to take shots. He did everything that you could do. Now, and people was flooding here. That's why everybody came here, because they have to take those vaccines.
Yeah. Now, the deep state that everybody talk about, that that your boy, the trumpeter, talks about. He's talking about that military complex that's always been there, and it was established in 1947, MJ-12, Majestic 12. Now, on that list that Bush spoke about, notice Iran was the last on the list. Where we at? We at Iran. But see, they're using the Hegelian dialect when they say they talk about China and the propaganda, but in actuality, they really want that social credit system for when they crash the fiat, because now you only could go only so many. We're bankrupt. And see, when Trump went to the Middle East and he brought back that potentate high table money, which was led by Jared Kushner, it was a total of $2 trillion. And this speaks to us saying about their money in U.S. banks. That came back with $2 trillion. Now, out of that $2 trillion, Saudi gave $600 billion. That was investment in AI, energy, infrastructure. Qatar gave them $1.2 trillion. That was infrastructure investment. And United Arab Emirates, they gave him $200 billion. So guess what's coming next? The cryptocurrency, the digital dollar, because Saudi Arabia, they created the first robot, Sophia, and shit, boy, that's why the brothers always talk about the digital dollar, the crypto, which we all, hey, you better get your dollars up.
Tales from the crypt. And
Tales from the crypt. Now, one last thing before I go. Now, the sister always talked about the solution. Now, the solution being and how we all can get out of this, like you say, gold, silver. But instead of us trying, the plan, instead of all us trying to be the HNIC, we need to move collectively. And instead of trying to be the HNIC, and now they're creating this other distraction where this TI and versus 50, which is irrelevant. People forget about
talk about that bullshit.
They forget T.I. and Tiny when they were drugging the girls and all that with the pills. They forget about that. So now the irrelevance came in. This man ain't talking about rapping, but that's the distraction. When Israel finna get it in the next minute or so, they just waiting to move out the people for the Olympics, make sure they all clear out and safe. Man, you got the war in Mexico, which ain't even about us. It's about economics. This shit coming in the fold. Get your coins up. Coin trading.
It's basically like you say. You sit down and get ready for the popcorn, because y'all already know they got to play this out. Especially with the evangelical Christian movement, to make them think Jesus is going to be coming. And I'm going to tell y'all this. You don't have to believe me, but Project Blue Beam that we heard back in the day of William Cooper, who they killed, some of this stuff came from white folks, everybody. I hope y'all, if you thought some black folk was talking about aliens besides the Nation of Islam and Yahweh's and there's a couple other ones, Wahabians, and then you got the other groups that was speaking on 5%ers. Yeah, all that's together. When I look at the Nation of Islam, 5%ers and the Rosicrucians and all that, they always had a mythical, allegoric story about aliens. Now, we always took it as, but let me just say this before we get to this next level. I got Brother Braggs, I see you in there, about to bring you in here. These alien things, man, I think y'all take this shit too lightly. I think y'all take this too lightly. See, one thing, ask yourself, do you and your wife, or you and your boyfriend, you and your kids, whoever you associate, y'all wake up in the morning and say, I need to kill some people, and then drink their blood, and probably kill the rest of everybody on my side of the counter, if I can get up and do that. Who gets up with a dream like that? And this is what you're going to have to deal with on this next segment. We'll be right back. Everybody, when we come back, Get ready. We got Brother Bragg. We got a whole list of people. We got ATL. We got New York. We even got California. Oh, shit. Let us say, when we come back, get your minds ready to transform. Because we taking you into, you know where.
You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind.
We back. Oh my goodness. Y'all ready? We about to go there. Now, let me get some more calls in here so we can get some of y'all to talk in here, because I don't want to do too much, because I'm about to go. I got something I ain't never seen. Let me see. It's 54 Bear. 54 Bear. I've been putting you in here. I ain't never seen that name before. 54 Bear. That's like a new call. Go ahead, 54. You want to say something?
Just listening. Thank you.
Love that. Appreciate the love. Ain't nothing like people who want to listen. That means once you're listening, you perceive because you have ears, and you now can perceive. I love that. Let me go to New York. 8079. Yes, you want to say something? I love hearing from you. 8079. You out there? Okay. Appreciate you listening. I appreciate y'all listening. Believe me, it's nothing like that. I got, let me see, Brother Bragg. There we go. There you go. I was looking for you. Go ahead, Brother Bragg. Bring it on out. We talked about this.
Peace, peace.
Peace, peace. To the God.
Sitting back, checking the game, yo. Man, there's so much. As I was listening to everything everybody says, got my mind like rolling.
Loving it.
So let's start right here. Let's start by, first of all, I'm gonna say that I'm scared to death when I start hearing white tea people professing to be, looking for God to come and save us. You better get scared. This country was never founded on religion. This country had nothing to do with it. This country was founded on 13 corporations that was the 13 colonies. These 13 colonies became the 13 corporations, which are owned by the 13 families connected directly with the Vatican. Now, I didn't even mean to go here, but some kind of way, this is where we're going. So this is where we at. As we look, as the world turns, because the world is turning, everything you see around the world. My man mentioned Venezuela. He mentioned Cuba. He mentioned Iran. Just remember what these wars are doing. Everybody that's not controlled by the central bank, they're making a move on them right now. As you talk about the money is getting ready to be reset. When we say money, remember the only money, constitutional money in America is gold and silver. If it's not gold and silver, it's not money. Anything else is a negotiable instrument. Look on your dollar. Pull your money out right now. Look on your money. It says NOT on there. A note is a promissory note. It's good for debts, public and private. Look on your money. All your money says that. So you're dealing with monopoly money. What's happening right now is a consolidation around the world. People no longer want to take monopoly money. They want gold and silver or land. Remember, gold, silver, and land. That's your estate. This is what the game is about. Remember, it's life, liberty, pursuit of property, and pursuit of happiness last. And this is where we at right here. Now, as they move, a lot of things are coming to light as far as the world is starting to actually say that the brothers in America or the indigenous people of America, that this is the oldest continent in the world. Now, this is basically a revelation because, you know, we've been miseducated in America. You talk about Carter G. Woodson. If there ever was a miseducation, it was a miseducation of the Negro. Now, when you say Negro, I'm not saying that in a derogatory term because that Negro ties you to this land. Black doesn't tie you to this land. Black, Sibley Mortus, is dead in the eyes of the law. Look it up. Don't believe nothing I say. Never believe nothing I say. Look it up because I want you to be on top of your game, yo. Once again, as you look at the moves that they're making, attacking countries without, you know, confirmation from Congress or the Senate, just doing it on your own. Who does this? Other than Israel, listen how I'm saying it. But they're the only country that moves like that. And some kind of way, they got control of our government. Now, explain to me how this small little country has control of our government. Now, the things that everybody was saying earlier, all you got to do is go pull up Jewish ritual murder, and everything you were saying, you're going to see a whole different thing. Remember this, because these people control the narrative. When I say the narrative, they control everything you read, everything that you see in communications on TV. Remember, they're broadcasting, and everything they do is a spell. You said it. Somebody said it a few minutes ago. Everything is a spell. They broadcasting. When we sitting here watching it, you think you being entertained. You're not being entertained. You're being captured. Your consciousness is being captured. And if they have your consciousness, they basically have you. Because once they get your consciousness, they can affect your subconscious. And that's your conscious mind that you're not even aware of. And this is how they play the game. Remember, you were taught that you were less than, but now you find out that you are actually royalty. And you've always been royalty. Who taught you that? Who takes the religion from their enemies? Who lets their enemies raise their children? Who lets their children learn perverse things from other people outside your household? Like in the old days, you would have never seen this talking. You tell somebody's a young kid, well, my mom and them would have had a fit if I'd have went to school and some lady would have told me, you're a girl and you're going to be a girl. And don't tell your mom. And I didn't go back home and tell my mom what them people said. It would have been hell of an answer. We live in a time now where the people, I don't even understand it. You could tamper with somebody's child, tamper with their heritage, tamper with their bloodline, right? And it's all right because it's government sanctioned. Now, you got to remember this. My man mentioned Germany, and Germany is very important because you got to go back to 1919 Berlin. You'll see where all this corruption came from. The Weimar Republic, where the money, you needed a wheelbarrow full of money to buy a loaf of bread. Right. This game has been played before. These people go into a country, they subvert the country or collapse the country from within. See, America can't be beat from outside. It's got to be defeated from within. When you let 20 million foreigners, now I'm saying foreigners, and I'm not being prejudiced or anything, but you let 20 million people in that don't speak your language, don't understand your customs, don't understand your ways, and they didn't come to assimilate. So what you have is an invading force. Do you think they don't know this? Remember, the Crusades is the same thing. You just seen the Crusades replayed again. These people do this. That's why I'm saying history is a monster, because history tells you what they do, and they just replay the same thing. When you say chaos, they look at chaos as how they take your rights. Like, for instance, 911. We all know that was a joke. The third building, free fall by itself. Nothing touched it. But they still wanted to stick to the script that it was hit by bombs. But remember movie Match? Remember they had the movie Airplane before they had, because see, I was at work that happened that day. We was at work watching the news. We thought it was a thing from Airplane. The movie, remember the comedy Airplane? We thought that was a plane from Airplane. Like, oh man, that's Airplane High. Then the news, no, it was 2 airplanes. Airplane. Now remember this, on that day that happened, they were conducting tests in the airspace that day, so they didn't. The air system was shut down. The only people that got out of America was the Saudi Arabians. They was the only flight that was allowed to leave American airspace that day. You had the plane that went down at Baltimore, Maryland. You had the other one that hit the Pennsylvania. Right. And then the plane that falls in Maryland, it disintegrates. It's no plane. The one that went into the Pentagon, it disappears. No fuselage, no nothing. The planes that hit the tower. Now remember, these planes are made of aluminum. If you ever been around any of this heavy equipment, I used to work on train. Aluminum crumbles like nothing. So if aluminum hit a steel girder, those planes would have folded, like an aluminum can. Think of an aluminum can. That's the best way to think of it. So those planes wouldn't have tore down. And then the plane, they dropped. Buildings now, I think in 1950 something, an airplane crashed into the Empire State Building. It didn't do no damage. But the Twin Towers, and just think the third building was insured by a rich dude, and he had just bought the rights to the building. And then they had another thing about those buildings. Those buildings had a problem with asbestos abatement. It was going to cost billions of dollars. This dude walks in here a few days before the thing, buys the buildings up, puts billions of dollars of insurance on the building, and then miraculously, a few days later, the damn buildings come down. In investigations, they wouldn't even give you a clear investigation. You couldn't get nothing from the investigation they hold. They blacked it out so you wouldn't know nothing. Just something like these files that we're looking at right now. Everybody wants the Epstein files. Remember, these Epstein files got to be bad as hell. They willing to bomb. They willing to do all kind of shit, but show you the real files unredacted. So, and I heard Bondi say on one of the news conferences, she said these files are so bad that it will crumble governments, not our government. She said government. Now, you got people all over the world that's resigning their positions because they named, they've been implicated in this shit.
That's why we played earlier, the World Health Economic Forum. Those of you who see the link that we sent to our news site, our website, the site that we will be sending all kind of information to the whole show is right there. What we are talking about, Epstein, the dude over the World Health Organization had to resign, everybody, because of the Epstein file. So the rest of the world is crumbling, but they don't have something on Teflon Don. Whatever Teflon Don got going on, he got a gaudy effect at the moment because they ain't able to get him. He claimed they can't get him. So I'm going to let y'all roll with that. But we're going to do something right quick. See, I don't like people to talk. Y'all don't have nothing to say. Oh, man, let me tell y'all. Don't y'all find it strange? Yeah, he just said the Arabs and them hold the major share of our wealth. Remember, we're getting petrodollars. Don't forget that, y'all. You still run by the Arabs. Now, I want you to see how since y'all love everybody and ain't in your neighborhood, why don't you ask the Arabs this? Just nice to that guy. Hey, man. I like y'all. Y'all got some good, y'all give me discounts, You got. I can get cigarettes, everything off the car because of y'all. I love y'all, man. And most times they cool as hell, right? They talk your language and shit. And I can't see why you can't see why they don't talk your language because they're in the continent of Africa. So I don't see how you can even think that since you beloved Africa so much. You would think the Arabs should be able to be the first to know Africa, wouldn't you? I don't care if they're light skinned or not. They're around a bunch of black folks. And yet, look what their government does. And you can't explain, I bet you can't ask nobody this. How come their government doing this? Listen carefully. Let me see if y'all know this.
Why does nobody want Palestinian refugees? It's true. And specifically, why has every Arab country rejected sheltering any refugees from Gaza? In just weeks after Hamas's October 7th attack, Israel's massive retaliation left well over 1 million Gazans homeless. Today, almost twice that number. About 90% of Gaza's population has been forced from their homes, yet not a single Arab country will open its doors. Why not? Is it a principled stand to prevent Israel from depopulating Gaza altogether? Or are Arab leaders simply talking a good game about Palestinian solidarity while never actually wanting to help them? As you'll see, it's complicated. Hey, I'm Ken LaCourte. You can find a lot of videos about how one side here is evil and the other side is completely innocent victims. Palestinians ended their societies permanently. They made a choice to house them separately, insisting their real home was Palestine and they'd soon return. Well, that didn't happen. The refugee problem wasn't solved within months or even years. Instead, it dragged on until today. The temporary camps turned into permanent fixtures, sprawling settlements of tents. They eventually became concrete neighborhoods filled with residents, some of whom still held on to the keys of homes they'd never see again. And then, 19 years later, the situation worsened. During the Six-Day War in 1967, another massive wave of Palestinians, this time more than 300,000, fled from the West Bank and Gaza into Jordan, into Lebanon, and Syria. Again, the assumption was short-term shelter until the Arabs won, but again, that just proved wrong. The result was overcrowded UN-run camps, swelling even further with Palestinians who were now political pawns trapped in a geopolitical limbo. The reception Palestinians received, it varied wildly between Arab nations. Jordan was the sole exception, which often granted citizenship, especially to those fleeing from the West Bank, which Jordan itself had annexed in 1950.
So Jordan is letting them come in. Now listen to this, right? So y'all can get an idea how you gonna be seeing your people in your areas fighting for some rights of the nations that don't even let the Palestinians. So when they get to all these Palestinian rallies, ask the questions, throw it back on them like chess. Well, let me put a little night on you. How is it that you don't let nobody in and you want everybody else to let us in? Now, that's something you need to think about on Think Tank Sunday.
But even there, integration wasn't smooth or complete. Palestinians in Jordan still faced challenges, political suspicions, and often violent conflicts. Outside of Jordan, the reception was even colder. In Lebanon, hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were intentionally kept stateless, forbidden from citizenship, barred from many jobs, and tightly restricted in camps. Lebanon had a tricky religious and political balance between Christian, Sunni, Shia, and Druze, and it wasn't going to keep a massive Palestinian Sunni population around.
You keep thinking Christianity is powerful. They got other sects that is already killing Christians over there. Only here you got the evangelical Christian movement that has power on this hemisphere here. But over there, and where's Ethiopia? Since they're supposed to be the father of Christianity, why is this happening?
A similar situation unfolded in Syria, which kept Palestinians in a permanent holding pattern, tolerated, sometimes welcomed, but rarely integrated into Syrian society. These early conditions set the stage for decades of tension. Palestinian refugees, increasingly frustrated by not having a home, often turned militant, taking their struggle across Arab borders. The Palestinian Liberation Organization emerged partly from these refugee communities, and it became a powerful and armed political force. Of course, that made their host countries even more wary, and it laid the groundwork for more conflicts. By the 70s, Palestinian refugee populations had become permanent, distinct groups within Arab countries. They were visible, but rarely integrated, and often distrusted by their...
Now, I'm just putting that little bit out there for y'all to think a minute. How is it the countries closer to the area, proximity, is nobody, they ain't helping. And here's the country that is closest, got the most money interest in this country. Actually, I think that the Arabs, they might be agents for IDF because, or the IDF agents for them because somehow nobody can fly over their airspace. And that's being kept. Is Sophia the only woman AI, ancient intelligence, put into a woman? She was of melanation. She was melanated at one time. They made her now a so-called Caucasian. I don't know what the hell y'all want to call that today because that's not even the real names. How is it that the Arabs can make a woman AI, ancient intelligence, over humans? Should be the question that I need y'all to answer today. Brother Brad, I'm going to leave you with that question. Could you answer how you think that how the Arabs could not first they telling everybody about, yet you just said earlier, they hold our money interest, so they must be running things. If they could tell you can't fly over us, and we'll treat the human women like shit, but the AI will now be glorified in the kingdom of Mecca and Medina. Explain that.
Hey, well, remember this. Remember this, over there, women are secondary to them. I don't know if you know, and see, I hate to talk about people's cultures. Yeah, hey, check this out. You're going to find out these people practice a form of homosexuality, man. Like, it's like it's ingrained. Bestiality. Don't believe me. When they had to send to Afghanistan, I think they sent 25,000 lambs for the army over there, because they didn't have women. Like, these people live different than us. They have different cultures, different ways, different means that they do things. So understand that when you see all this ritual murder, and you see in ritual murder, remember, when you have war, you create adrenaline, and adrenaline turns into adrenochrome. The top purveyor of body parts in the world is Israel. Check it out. Don't believe nothing I say. Eyes, skin, the largest organ on your body is your skin. They even get for the when they do the circumcision, they get like $50,000 for the skin from the circumcision. The placenta could be worth $1 million, depending on how they harvest.
That's what we saying.
If it comes out through a cesarean section, if it comes out through a cesarean, it's even worth more money because it didn't come through the legs. Like, these people practice some different stuff than what we understand.
Why do women today? I'm gonna get some more calls now. I want y'all to hear. Why do women today was okay with COVID, promote COVID, stop, but my body, my choice, and we said the new slogan is, I own my pussy. And so, if you own your pussy, and your pussy is the #1 maker on the planet Earth, it's almost frightening.
I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna say Margaret Sanger, and I'm gonna say Margaret Sanger, and I'm gonna say Charles Kopek Jones, Religious Instruction for the Negro in America. Margaret Sanger is the one that gave you, women have choice for their body, and she was a eugenicist.
I got you. That's the key word. Go ahead. Concept Maya. Genesis. Yeah. Eugenicist and eugenics. Ain't that amazing? Almost sounds similar. Go ahead, brother. Concept Maya, my brother. Go ahead.
Come back to me, boys. I'm on a call.
All right, go ahead. I appreciate y'all listening, man. What a base. They do. I mean, we got the base out there. They hitting it. They talking. They out there living, and yet they got us connect. That's why we call the dry bones. Where can you ever, Brother Eddie? Let me get Brother Eddie out of here. Brother Eddie, you want to jump in this? We mentioned 5. We done brought the 5. How they using the terminology and symbolism during Wesley Clark's speech. That's amazing. You out there? Brother Eddie, the numbers man.
Can you hear me?
Got you. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. So, as we always say, we got to keep 5 on it, family. It ain't just we got it. We got to keep it. Because, again, everything we're saying is the game of the occult that we don't recognize. But game 14-5, occult 23-5, it's just like you said, if we don't think alien is part of this scenario of the occult, alien is 14-5, family. We got to see what they pulling over our eyes by the number. That's it. I mean, we got everything else dealing with the history that we've been given. But whose history is it? Because we're finding out our history that has been embedded in history. And as I had sent you, real eyes, your real eyes, family, will realize the real lies. See, you've really been lied to. And when you open your real eyes, you will realize the shit that you've been given. See, and this is a good class because it's not the Dry Bones show, it's the Dry Bones class. We have class. This is a class we're in. So within this class, I want us to recognize that it was a movie from 1973, and I want the family to revisit that movie because just that alone will shake not only us, but it'll shake America up if we start talking about this movie that they won't show.
1973, Sam Greenleaf's, who was the writer of this movie, it was called The Spook Who Sat by the Door.
I love that movie. It should have been a part two. It should have been a part two. It could have been a part.
Come on, man. It couldn't be because, again, this is a controversial film. They weren't going to let shit out like that again.
They left the door open. They left the door open. He was never killed. They left the door open.
Man.
They left the door open.
I mean, but the door was open with the movie, but the movie itself shook America's to its core.
Watch that movie, y'all.
See? Because, again, just a retrospect real quick, then it was called a token black. Today we call it affirmative action. Well, they call it. We don't call it shit. That's their names. But anyway, took this brilliant brother and put him through the CIA. And he wanted to learn the espionage that we were talking about earlier.
Right.
That they teach their people. He came back and he taught it to the gangs and thugs of Chicago to take down the police and the government. Man, that messed America to its core. See, because they succeeded. That messed them up.
Do a program on the program for on your program. Let's do that. We have everybody watch, man, and go and do a program over there. And I'm telling you, that was one of the best movies of the Superfly black exploitation era.
Exactly.
That was number one.
Exactly, and that's why they won't promote it as number one, because it messed them up.
Yeah,
for him to come back and teach this to the black, as they say, gangs, but community learned these techniques that they were teaching white folks, and they used it again. Oh man, come on now.
And I like the fact that he was rolling, and they made it where once it got to a certain point, they was I can't tell the end, but the fact that they never made a part two show you how dangerous that movie is, because the part two would have been them showing them getting their ass taken out, because it left the door open. Y'all watch that movie, and we'll do a program on that again, because we did a program on that. That was my number one movie. And I'm gonna tell you the other one I love. For the occult world. One of the best black movies of the occult was Blackula. Because Blackula got bit by Vlad the Impaler. Jacques Cool. That shit was deep. Go ahead.
Oh man. And Dracula held his fingers up and let you know the satanic symbol of the fingers, the way Bootsy used to hold his fingers up. You know, he held that and showing the goat teeth at the bottom. Oh man, when he basically bit Blackula. But real quick, family, this little statement here. We look up things and we pull it up on Google, and Google has this pretty little lady that comes on and tells you the breakdown of what you're asking the question about. Well, everything I've asked Google, she's always come up this voice. When I asked about the spook who sat by the door, didn't shit come up. The only thing, you had to read that shit. And it said a controversial film, so that lets you know. They don't even want you to put that sweet little voice in your head is what she talking about. They wouldn't say shit about that.
They might make you pay, everybody. I mean, because the new versions of it now, if you ain't got the Fire Stick and Prime and all that, and they'll make you pay for that movie, which is easy pay. But I'm just so you know, that's how deep. Any movie that make you still pay, that's that old. They still raking in money, because that movie was put together very well. Now let me go there with espionage, because I'll keep telling y'all, it's in the Bible story. One of the first stories is go in and usurp the land. Then they went in, and what's the next story? Then we usurp your birthright. That's the Esau and Jacob story. That's called usurpation of the birthright. Now I know I learned this by other people. And I said to myself, damn, so everything we watching is from this ritual of usurpation of the birthright. Because everything we watching today, a promised land. How the hell? What's that? A promise for what? They need to get more people to say, oh, we got to sacrifice for this land. And then the Bible stories say that he was given his land. Then really, it gave you the African version. I'm going to go there today because sometimes we got to look at this. You got Nile valleys in 7 continents. The River Ganges, you got the Amazon, the Great Mississippi Nile, what's the one over there in Rome, the Rhine River, and all this. All these rivers are worshipped. And because America, and when I say America, I mean this hemisphere, over this side, north and south, this hemisphere over here, they have neglected the people here with the accurate information because there's no reason for a group to have fell for this type of story here. We ask simple questions, everybody. I'm going to give it to you. Y'all answered the question. How could a group of pirates come over and make sails after they sails were destroyed through storms? Who would have to be the ones to show them where the land was at? I mean, let me get a little consensus here. Can we get a little, who wouldn't it be the first people will have to be the people, and y'all tell me.
Unmuted.
If everybody come from a pirate ship, your ship get jacked up, you don't know where you landed, but you got some people now who can show you how to take hemp and make canvas. Who do you think they doing trade with next?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And so all the trade.
We already been doing trade.
Muted.
All right, I'm gonna get y'all in here, brother. I think that's brother D, St. Louis. Brother D, you should know how to mute yourself because you've been on here quite a long time. Just unmute yourself because there's so many of them on here, and I'm hitting the wrong one for you because you're not answering that one. Just hit it when you get a chance. The people on the land will have to do, and then they will have to take somebody back. This is the story that's not being told. See, this is why the connection level. You have to take something. Y'all on here we ain't got a problem with dry bones. We talking about the people we dealing with outside of the bones. You say to yourself, how they gonna figure this out? They don't even believe that people had to do manufacturing here to keep them to be able to go back. To be able to go back because their cells gotta be tore up. Unless they was not, now beginning to toy Twilight Zone, unless we ain't talking about this, are we talking about a galactic slave trade where they had the ability to fly or go underwater, like Aquaman and Jules Verne, what I'm saying, Nemo and them able to go, were they able to go through the portals of the earth to bring people underneath that fast? Because they could not have done it. And y'all put them, how could they do it when you got all this Bermuda Triangle shit? You got the so-called in the ocean where it was killing everything in the middle. Come on. How could they get all them people there? It'd be a pool of dead bodies in those areas. Let's think a minute. Don't you think if they said we brought 10 million, that means a goddamn another 10 million had to die? And we played the story for you that they came back. Metamucil had his own story supposedly account. First time, nobody came back but one ship. That means the rest of them died. He gonna take 2,000 ships, and after 2,000 ships, now no one knows who came back. Ain't that a strange thing? Nobody knows who came back, but he had 2,000 ships. Bringing animals. Now, can you imagine animals defecating on a ship without some type of waste system? Since they that smart, so I'm thinking they've been lying. I think they must have had submarines. Ain't no way. Somebody can understand where I'm coming from. Please say something.
Unmuted.
Because how could they get it? It has to be submarines.
Children in
we calling you.
I got you.
Muted.
Brother Eddie, bring up. Brother Juice, you got your hands. You can begin at any time. I'm assuming I ain't do that. You got to make sure.
Unmuted.
Brother Juice, because I know all of you.
Yes, sir. I'm in the building.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. How can all these people get over here? And I know, because I'm trying to get to the point where we take responsibility of the land we on. But when you think about the story of the land, it don't make sense. How could somebody come over here, don't have cells, get shipwrecked like Gilligan Island, then you got some natives that know how to make cells? Does that make sense that y'all ain't doing business afterwards for you to go back? For you able to go back, that's a business contract, don't you think?
Absolutely.
They could have killed all of them.
Oh yeah. That's why I never understood the transatlantic slave trade the way that they say that it happened. It's just always fascinated me that then we got pirates out there. Nobody never got robbed. You never heard of no cases where, these ships were taken and seized. And I mean, even the Somalis, look at them. They Mr. What's that one movie with Tom Hanks on there? Yeah, that was happening way back in early times, of voyages and pirate law and what have you.
Now, what Tom Hanks was like about that was like about it looked like the 70s or something where he was a captain. So it wasn't like but that was a modern day Somali
Correct.
uprising.
Correct.
When that war I talked about, that's during the time of that war that he said was happening. Then Somalia, they named the 7th country. Somalia was one of the countries. That's how they able to come over here, learn the system, and guess what? They got the biggest heist in a long time compared to Black America. Black America ain't never stole $9 billion. I wish we could.
Exactly. And I had one of my homeboys, he sent me an old Jubilee scripture. It says something talks about a lot of the ancient fathers and how you're not supposed to allow foreigners to take all positions in office positions over you, in leadership positions over you, especially politically. And then you wonder why you're in a costly war right now in Iran. I know all of them, Ilman, Oman, all of them trying to act like they really butthurt about it, but I think they really carried out their agenda, if you want to be honest.
So the agenda been cleared. I'm going to go with that premise right there. That's a hell of a premise. Is the agenda already fulfilled? We got to look at where we have everybody in reality time. Based on ancient intelligence, you can just punch in your own profile, which you already did, but now get something out of it. Ask your profile, what can you do? And then you deal with that yourself. Don't tell nobody. Just do it yourself. Find out, because like y'all say, y'all asking questions to this AI, to this artificial or ancient intelligence, and I wouldn't ask a spook by the door. Now you're going to have to prompt it. See, what you do is when it don't answer the question, you prompt it. You keep prompting it until it answers. It's going to answer. You got to ask it like, is that exploitation film, which one was number one? Then it'll have one. Out of that, you say, well, if you don't see it's going to be there, it's going to say, then you say something like to it, which one would be the most damaging for the establishment? And they're going to answer. See, you got to keep prompting it. Don't get mad. Don't get upset because it didn't answer, because you only was probably not, you prompted for one thing. Keep prompting it slowly until it must answer. Then you'll see the power of ancient intelligence. Let me get some more of you out here. We about to get deep. I'll tell you, we ain't playing with you today. Ain't no need to play. Because life ain't a game. It's a mystery. You don't know what the hell gonna happen next. Let me get some more. But Sincere, go ahead. What's New York? They got Sincere in the house. Let's talk about Sincere. You mentioned women. I'm gonna go to you. Because you and doing what you do, and I know you know what you do. Why is it that you couldn't think about the area there and y'all put together a women party? Because women got the power now. Utilize that energy and think about the money y'all that y'all have generated through the body, and actually have a party that do you think women would go along? You don't have to name it what I name it. I'm doing what I say, but this power of the Ankh party or something that controls the female. You think that's a hard thing to make our people think, since they so Afrocentric? Sure, you out there? I know she listening. Okay, those you want to answer that, somebody. You think that's a bad thing that our women will promote their own
think it's
body?
a great thing, and that is put together.
Yeah.
And across the board.
Make a bill. We could get a bill in that a woman should get up to 10% of the body fluids of her labor because placenta is worth so much. If that was a bill, you would see a difference in the healthcare movement. You really want to make a difference in the healthcare, you are the difference. Because the difference now is the women ain't really saying that. They only was talking for when they wanted to kill off people. Now I told you, that is the call of Lilith. Lilith said she was that. Lilith is the Egyptian story. Oh, I know that. It was the firstborn. Ain't that Lilith, everybody? Yeah or nay? Ain't Lilith first?
Yes, sir.
You get a yeah or nay if you know. Yeah.
Hey, Dry Bones, let's ask our sister Cindy.
We're able to listen. Yeah or nay? Lilith was the first one who wanted to kill the baby. That's a yeah or nay? Oh, you don't even know. Don't even ask me. Yeah or nay?
Yes, she was.
Muted.
Absolutely.
Lilith is the. Now, I'm going to show you how it's Lilith. Because the mother of eugenics is Margaret Springer, and she went to the black church. And you know she had some good white pussy. So that black church niggas was hitting it good for a man to have a woman tell him, you know, having babies is a bad thing. But my pussy good, but we ain't gonna have this baby. Is it okay with you? And they said yes. Now, this is the story. See, I know y'all can't handle the real thing, but I got the facts here. We ain't gonna play with y'all today. Oh my goodness. We can't play no more. I told you, I don't listen to comedians. I'll send that shit, man. They the order of the Josters. Look up the order of the Josters, and you will see why you got to be a fool to listen to a comedian. Because he's made to tell you the truth with laughter so you can die stupid. I ain't making it up, and I always love like telling jokes because laughter good for you. So they use the ancient principle of laughter because laughter puts hormones that keeps you feeling good when needed. Like, well, you know, we love your family, you're hugging, and everybody hugging out. We all brothers and sisters. You feel good. Football games. You only feel good during the game. When you get out, you start hating each other again because the spell is broken. Now we're gonna get deep. We can't play with y'all no more, man. No, we can't. Because all of our lives is at stake right now because they can cut us off based off our stupidity. Yeah, we got lawyers. Yeah, your boy got Henrietta family money to shut up. That's just the facts. I know it looks good on paper, but, you know, if your family got millions and millions and millions, you know y'all needed it. Here's the key. You can't say shit. Okay. And I understand that. I ain't gonna never tell nobody what to do, but I understand that concept. But I understand that's a hard thing. But now you know that I really can't tell you what happened, so that puts a muzzle on me. But there is ways around that because again, it's all about how you maneuver this money they're gonna give you. Because that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna give the churches who are in the political arena right now have been given huge amounts of money. For them to be on social media and all these things, they ain't got time. They got people called profilers or agents, the AI agents. They're all over the place. I haven't heard from my studies of this, actual studies with results, that they can have a person create agents to make them put likes on their shit. So people think people like them. I say, God damn, that's ingenious though. Because even if you ain't shit, you can make your shit smell good with antifreeze or some type of new fragrance they put in the antifreeze that you smell good smelling while it's in your electrical thing. So that's what they doing. They getting people brains through the fragrances, all the stuff you plug into your house, everything, because they're data-based. They're data-based. When you become data-based, now we're going into the Star Trek. See, Star Trek, for those of you who may drop off and have to go because you can't take no more, that's fine. But those who can, stay on with us. Why do you think they made Space Force? Yeah. See, Everything you see in Star Trek is in the emblem of Space Force. Now, Space Force already killed the people. That's how they got there so quick. They had Elon Musk shit, death beam that Tesla made, because he's Tesla's reincarnation. And he beamed a sonic to the sonic boomer, and the energy level for the sonic boomer could blow you up, head off first. Now Iran got it. That's in the link. Go to the link that we gave you. So